Okay, we will then go back to Board Member Cannon and finish up our Standards and Assessment Committee report.
We are now on item 10.6, which luckily is only an information item. So for your information, we had an update from Sarah Young on the Digital Teaching and Learning Qualified Grant. 72 LEAs have approved plans for fiscal year 18 with 2 additional planning grants, and a second cohort of LEAs was approved at the end of 2017. Professional learning and community site visits are currently taking place. So the next item, 10.7.
Sorry, just 1 second. Board Member Belknap, did you have a question on that item, Digital Teaching and Learning? No? Okay. Board Member Beebe, do you have a question on that item? Okay, go ahead.
I'd just like to state that digital teaching and learning qualified grant has been amazing. They have reached out to so many teachers. This has changed the way our schools look. It is phenomenal. These teachers are getting the help they need to be more technological, and therefore they're radiating out their experiences into their grade levels, into their classrooms. So I just wanted to give a kudos to this program and to all the people who work on it. So thank you so much for reporting out on this.
Thank you. Okay, Board Member Cannon, you can go ahead.
All right, next we have a rule. It is R277-521. This rule is about national board certification. So initially we had one rule that dealt with national board certification money and teacher salary supplement money both together. The committee determined that this could better be addressed by separating these rules. And so the rule for national board certification has come up to us. We went over this rule, and we would like to move that the board approve R277-521 Draft 2 on second and final reading.
Okay, the motion before the board is to approve R277-521 Draft 2 on second and final reading. Is there any discussion to that motion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes unanimously.
Next is R277-523. That's the second half of that formerly combined rule. This one deals with the teacher salary supplement program. We went over this and addressed some things and made some amendments and asked staff to take it back to work out the amendments, and we will hear from them about this rule tomorrow. Next,
Sorry,
Brian
just one
Olmsted came.
Just 1 second, Board Member Cannon. Board Member Hanson, do you have a question on that item?
I do have a question. Since we have a new statute change with that, is that going to be going back to them, and you guys are going to be looking at an amendment that has to do with that before it comes back to us?
I had the same question.
Would you like me to speak?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Angie Stallings.
Angie Stallings, one of your deputy superintendents. So actually the only place where it talks about eligibility requirements for teachers is in the definition that's referred to in the rule. So if you look on lines 16 and 17 of the rule, it just says the eligible teacher means the same as that term is defined in code. And so we do not need to make any changes to this rule based on the legislation. It only changed that definition of eligible teachers in the statute, and so we're taken care of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Next is the Alternative Education Support Work Group. Brian Olmsted presented information to us. This item was discussed at the full board meeting on February 1st. There are 2 items still being worked on by the work group. They include a definition of alternative schools and a process for how schools could identify as an alternative school. We received the report. There's no action for the board to take. Last, we had a discussion about assessment to achievement. Assessment to achievement started in April 2015 as a 5-year contract. In year one, there had cohort 1 schools that joined the program on a volunteer basis. And since that time, we've added cohort 2 schools. The funding for this program was reallocated in October 2016 at a board meeting. The reallocated funding leaves cohort 2 without support. They have been asking USBE who would provide support for them, so our superintendency has gone out and gotten feedback about this program. That looks like that possibly we could do some carryover funding to handle carrying out this program. So it's the type of program where they go in and they work with the school over time, and they're in there working with the school and the personnel, and then they're done, and hopefully leaving the school better. It's not the kind of thing that goes on forever. It's professional development that happens along the way. So the committee went back, asked Superintendent Darren Nielsen to contact the districts and the schools that are currently involved in the program to get input from them on whether they're interested in continuing, and they're going to report back to us at our committee meeting tomorrow. So no motion for the board.
Okay, I have a question on this topic, and I don't know if we want to invite Scott Jones, Deputy Superintendent Scott Jones, or Deputy Superintendent Norman, possibly. But the question I have is in the committee report, the second sentence, it says, this project started in April 2015 as a 5-year contract with Education Direction Cicero Group. And I know some people weren't here at the time in 2015 when that motion was first taken by the board. And so I'm just curious, was the contract started at that time with Ed Direction from the very beginning of the A to A process? So, okay.
So Deputy Superintendent of Operations Scott Jones, the answer is yes. So we're looking at an expiration date of around 2020. So 5 years. So.
Okay.
Good.
Go ahead, Board Member Cantor.
That completes the committee report.
Okay, thank you.